All right, if you buy a pack of these and you have some leftover scraps of this, and this, you can make one of these. Hey! Welcome to Make It with Kaedy. The Christmas craft season is upon us, so you can pretty much say goodbye to a clean sewing room for a few months. But that does mean I'm sharing with you some of my very favorite sewn gifts that I've made in the past. Today we're making, evidently today I don't know what we're doing, but it's going to involve glasses cases. I know that much. And I love this project because it's small. So if you don't have a lot of money to spend on fabric and supplies, this is a good one. It's a scrap buster. You only need 4 inches by, let's call it 5 by 7. So, and these, you can get a whole pack of these for pretty cheap. I'm going to link them so that you can find them easily, but you get a whole bag. Make one for everyone in your family with all of their favorite materials. Today, I'm going to take it a step up by embellishing the sunglass case with the Husqvarna design, hold on, designer embellishment attachment. There we go. Basically what this does is pretty awesome, in case you're wondering, is it's going to embroider on beads, sequins, ribbon, or yarn in a design shape. So I'm going to show you how to use that and how we're going to incorporate it in our super easy sunglasses case today. Hey, remember earlier when I said you needed like 1 4x10 piece of fabric? You know that was a test, right? No. You need like 4. And actually, I'm going to do 4 inches by 8 inches. The only thing that's size restrictive are these little guys. They come in a couple sizes. Once I got a 4-inch. And then the length of your glasses that you're sewing for. Everything else is really just kind of squishable if you want. You can make it a little bigger, a little smaller. This is iron foam padding, and I'm addicted. It's just a nicer product to work with than foam. I have some left over here from another project. My preferred foam is the fusible on both sides, and that would certainly make today's project easier. But because this is kind of a scrap buster, I'm going to bust my scraps. I have this. This is what I'm using. Now I'm going to cut my fabric to 5 inches, but I'm going to cut my foam a little bit underneath because I don't want to bulk up the edges necessarily. So it's easier just to cut a little bit off now. So I'm doing 4.5 by 8. Nope, 4.5 by 7, which is going to give me plenty of room. Now it's time to cut our fabric. I have these scribby scraps. Perfect. Shall we say perfect. Vi approved, my friends. I'm just doing 2 simple layers of cotton, but could you do this out of some microfiber or something, some micro suede, different kinds of materials that aren't going to scratch your glasses? Well, yes, you could, and that would be so cute as well. Love that. Now, our foam is cut to 7, so I'm going to cut my fabric to 8, give myself a little extra room. And you can see how this is very easy. I mean, it is straight lines, no curves. Perfect project for someone who feels like they're a little bit more of a beginner. I'm just going to cut off all this selvage. I don't need it. Glasses check. All right. So I would like to embroider my cat on this fabric. This is my outside. Before I sew it all together. What you're watching now is part of my other video. I realized after I started editing that this was way too long for one video, and I separated out how to make the eyeglasses case from how to use, install, and program the designer embellishment attachment. So if you'd like to learn all those things, check out the flag on screen right now, and let's get back to making those eyeglass case. Okay, so I have my 2 inside pieces. My 2 outside pieces, one of which has a kitty on it now. And I put this foam on to the outside. Like I said, my favorite is the fusible foam, but that's okay. You can use a basting stitch or a bunch of other ways just to temporarily put this onto the fabric.
No, on second thoughts, let's not go to Camelot. It is a silly place.
Right.
Okay, so I was trying to do a very silly thing and put this together the same way that I did when I was using completely different materials 3 years ago. So we're going to look at what we're actually using today and do this the easy way. Sometimes I make life too hard for myself. All right, so we've got our 2 4x8 pieces. with foam, 2 4x8 pieces without foam. We're going to simply put these together and sew the tops. Obviously, I've made a mistake time for. We're going to make these 4x8 pieces, and then we're going to sew across the top. All right, so now I have turned this over approximately 1/4 inch. The width of your piece is going to be 4 inches, and we are just going to stitch along that line, nice and even. We're going to do that for 1 1/4 inches, 1 1 1/4 inches down. Now I'm second guessing everything. All right, still with me? Still with me? Good. All right. So I did a little tiny zigzag stitch right there because I was worried about potentially missing a little bit just to reinforce it. And now I'm going to put right sides together, and we're going to sew all the way up where we start our zigzag, picking up again, down, across, up, stopping, jumping, and leaving ourselves a little hole in the lining to turn through. Now, if you're having trouble getting your fabric to lay flat after you've done this nice zigzag stitch here, I do a clip going that direction. And when I do my seam, I'm going to come up just a little past the inside of this zigzag. So I've clipped this open. Here's where the zigzag stops. I'm going to stop my sewing right here. All right, let's do it. So what we have this channel that goes all the way through. That's where our hardware is going to go. And we have 2 little pockets. So we're going to go ahead and turn those now. Right, well, other than the fact that I poked a hole right through the fabric, that went swimmingly. I'm just going to trim these little loose threads and fix that hole. I'll be right back with you. Good idea to just go ahead and turn this and sew up the bottom because we're done with this part. It's looking cute. It's looking like an eyeglasses case. So what we're going to do is press this top, make it nice. Top stitch here, come down, stitch here. Now our piece of hardware is 1/2 inch. If we top stitch the top at about 1/4 and then run down here at about 1/4, we'll have a little bit of wiggle room, which is what we need for sliding this in. So we've reached the totally unnecessary and ridiculous part of tonight's programming. You can stop here, slide this guy into your 2 channels, this, all the way across. I promise they do. It's much easier to hold stuff when you're on camera. Harder to hold stuff. Okay, so there we go. So they slide in like this. You put the pin in this side, and then ta-da! Super cute lined glasses case. How like the metal edges showing? It's a purely cosmetic and extra level piece. I have created a little casing to slide, and I glue it to the metal a little bit in from the edge of the case. So when it dries, of the metal clamp are like enfolded. It looks really nice. So because I'm extra, I'm going to go ahead and do that. Here's my kitty one. Here's my Texas one. So what we're going to need to do, little channel. These are 5/8. So I've been cutting a channel that's going to be 2 inches, and eventually we're going to sew that at the 5/8 inch mark. And overlap so we can overlap them and glue them. So 5 inches sounds good to me. Take this, and we're going to sew that right sides together, right down the line. And I'll show you my favorite way to turn fabric tubes. All right, so here's my trimmed down fabric circle. Guys, I'm obsessed with this tool. I'm going to slide it onto your tube so that you've got some tube showing. This guy is going to go in the other end. So see how it's got the little corkscrew guy? Oh, corkscrew, dude. Work over the tube just a little bit and twist until the corkscrews through. Back. So he's inside his little tube again. And then you can either just pull it through, but I don't even feel the need to do that. I just run my hand over the fabric. And there's my tube. I just run it, release it by twisting it the other way. And there is my full fabric tube turned the easy way with this nifty little tool. I'm going to try to find you a modern equivalent because this one has mimeographed instructions. I don't know how many of you guys know about what mimeographs are, but they're the OG. Okay, the joint. I'm sure that the big time YouTubers do something to make all this look easy, but I haven't figured it out yet, guys. Okay, so to get this inside of your glasses case, you're gonna make it so that you have these little folds on the edge. There we go. So I'm gonna fold this little tab over. And before I get too far, I'm gonna fold and stick it in the other pocket. Okay, got them both started. This is what it looks like from the top. And now we're going to scooch, which is, as we all know, an official sewing term, until it's all the way down that pocket. Obviously, the bigger you make this pocket, the easier it's going to be for yourself, but the more it's going to gape in the end. So, trade off. Okay, so now I'm going to pull back the tabs. So now I'm going to open this up. You can see that these guys go together like a puzzle piece. And the kit comes with these little metal rods that you can insert to hold this hinge spring together. And I could press this if I wanted to. I bent this little tab over at the bottom with my screwdriver. Okay, so now that that's in, I'm going to go ahead and open this up. Squish one side back as far as you can. And bring the fabric over. So the name of the game is to scooch this loose end as far down as you can. All right, you can probably see why I said that was an extremely optional step, but with a bit of squishing, which is also a technical sewing word, I've gotten the edge to here, the edge of the fabric, or the pry bar is here. So now I'm going to, and I know this horrifies me down to my very soul, I'm going to use some glue. Because I'm hoping it'll stick to the metal and keep it from shifting around. So I'm just going to let it saturate all the way through. Get those edges. Get the back. This is Caspian. I don't know if you can see him. He doesn't normally come to the sewing room, but he is ready for his dinners. So I'm going to use these clips to kind of keep it open. So I tap all this glue down and make sure that it's pushing through and sticking to the metal bar on the other side. Well, extra glue comes with me. All right, there it is. So I'm just going to let it set it dry and feed the cats. So that is the final project. I've got sunglasses cases, and although they look the same, trust me, just do it the easy way. So I have Texas, and I have Kitty Cat. Let me know which one y'all want. Go ahead and claim it in the comment section, Kitty Cat or Texas, and whoever gets the most likes, I will send it to you in the mail. How about that? So that you can see it in hand and make your own, because these just make the most wonderful gifts and scrap busters. I hope you liked it. Don't forget that if you were interested in learning more about the embellishment attachment kit that made the kitty out of the bold yarn, that is in my other video, should be linked, should be able to see it. Leave some comments, let me know, and I'll see you in the next one.